Fatty, as always, I'm your host, Fatty. If you don't know, now you do know, and nice to meet you. So, as always, and you'll know this if you're new to the channel, you'll find out. So, I have a new review today. It's a food review. I decided to do this because it just was something different. I can't say it's necessarily a new thing, but new to me, and probably new to you, because I've never heard of this before. I saw it, and I just knew I had to have it. So I might butcher this name, so just bear with me, because 9 times out of 10 I don't really buy like a lot of international items. But this one just seemed interesting in the general case. The name brand of the company is Meiji, I want to say. Meiji or Meiji. Hello Panda. So what this is this is actually like little... It looks like little bite-sized candies. They have a crunchy shell on the outside and caramel in the middle. It does boast that it has 160 calories per serving, and that's for 10 pieces. Yeah, so it's Meiji America or Meiji America. You can feel free to put something in the comments below if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Let me know. But this I'm assuming is like an international item. Because I've never seen these before until recently, and it's kind of got the little guy kicking the football, as it's called in other countries, but in our country it's called a soccer ball, of course, in the United States, but either which way, football, soccer, ball, what's the difference? So yeah, I decided to try these because it just sounded like something might be pretty good. I've never had them before in my life, so I just, what the heck. So it's got these little tiny little bite-sized little things, if you can see right there. It's got a little character on it. You can't really see the character, I suppose, because I really don't know what the little character is all about, actually, to be honest. But it is what it is. These do have some things that I just really don't like already right off the rip. I can see on the back here. The specific one is caramel collar. If you're making something that's got caramel in it, why do you need caramel collar? Caramel is collared. Caramel. That's what collar. Basically has the taste in the collar, So that kind of concerns me right off for the start, because caramel coloration has been known by the USDA to not be good for people at all. That's why a lot of sodas are bad for you, among all things, not including the sugar. And the red dye, yellow dye, whatever it may be, dye. If it says it's any kind of dye that they put in the drink or caramel coloration, those are both really bad for you, and that's why a lot of sodas, besides sugar content, are considered not that great for you. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot on this, specifically because I feel that this is kind of something that I honestly don't want to really eat much of. I've already have a bad taste in my mouth just thinking about the fact that it's got the caramel coloration in it, because I prefer not to eat caramel coloration products that have caramel coloration in it if I can help it. But for the sake of the review, I'm going to go ahead and dip in. First things first, they're real tiny. Not really much to it. I think I instantaneously have an opinion right now. No. For the value, I give it 1 thumb up. If you really like this kind of thing. Because I bought it at Dollar Tree. I'm sorry, $1.25 Tree. So this was $1.25. So that's not a terrible value if you really like this kind of thing. Me in general, I'm just not impressed. I really don't find this to be like the tastiest caramel item I've ever had. And to be perfectly honest, yeah, 2 thumbs down for the taste. 2 thumbs down for the caramel coloration, which is disgusting because they know it's against the law to put that kind of stuff in the food, but the Food Administration, the FDA, just kind of lets this stuff pass. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't care about our U.S. citizens enough to not put this crap in the food. But there's a lot of stuff they're allowing to get by right now. I'd like to go ahead and say one thing. Lab-grown meat is the craziest idea ever. Lab-grown chicken. They're taking DNA and splicing it with other animals and making it. In fact, they actually have something right now that's really disgusting. They just brought genes together to make a mammoth meatball. Can't wait to eat that mammoth goodness. Because, you know, nothing tastes better than a Jurassic animal. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now in American history. And it's almost as crazy as how the celebrities want us to eat bugs. I watched this recently. They were talking about the sustainability of the universe, of the world could be having, like, eating, like, mealworms and larvae of all kinds. I really don't see that myself personally. I would never eat a bug. I mean, you know, even if it was at my own survival, I would rather starve than eat a bug. That's disgusting, so I just want to go ahead and put that out there as well. But yeah, that's basically where they're going with it. KFC, I'm going to give you a big shout out, buddy, because you know what I'm talking about with that lab-grown chicken. I know these big companies are starting to do this, and they think it's a sustainability thing. And I really don't feel that it's sustainable for a human being to eat something that's not actual chicken, not actual fish, not actual steak, beef, things that we eat and have been eating to sustain our lives since the beginning of humanity. So I'm just going to go ahead and call out everybody on that, the big corporations. I did give a shout out for KFC because I know KFC just recently started doing the lab chicken, which caused me not to be much of a chicken eater, at least anyway, at KFC, which is their main thing. So I really don't know how that works out, but yeah, I decided that wasn't going to be a thing anymore. For me anyway. I'll eat chicken, just not from KFC, because who wants to eat lab chicken? Exactly. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and this is it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my boy and see if he's on the same page with me. Mr. Predicto sometimes is, sometimes isn't, but I do have Mr. Predicto as usual as part of this one of the segments for the show today. And we're going to see what Dr. Predicto, Mr. Predicto, Mr. whatever, though, we're going to see what he thinks, okay? So, Mr. Predicto, do you think these Hello Panda caramel bite-sized candies are any good at all?
Highly doubtful.
Thank you, Mr. Predicto. You finally went with me on this one. Yes, exactly. Highly doubtful. Yeah, that's some of the worst candy I've ever had. So in which case, I want to say thank you to all you lovely people that stayed to the end of the video. I do ask that if you're new to the channel, please do like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and watch the video in its entirety. This would definitely help out the channel greatly. If you want to support the channel also as well, there is merchandise and the details below. And below that, there's also other merchandise. As far as the merchandise on the part below, I really don't expect many people to want to buy. But if you do, and you want to support the channel, please do. Also, just a shout out to all the companies out there that are food and tech companies or any other kind of company. I'm more than willing to do an honest review of any of your products. Please do contact me. I am available at foodreviewswithfatty, PHATTY, @gmail.com. I am currently accepting sponsorships, and I'd be more than happy to thoroughly test your products and then do a video about them, whether it be food, tech, food prep, you name it. I'm willing to do it for any of the companies, including the prepper companies that have, like, you know, prep meals that are like MREs made for, you know, the end of the world. I don't mind. I'll do whatever kind of review you want me to do, and you know, for a sponsorship, I definitely will. And you know, I can definitely make sure that there are, you know, an honest review put up for it, and I'll test it out, like I said, and make sure that everything works efficiently. And definitely give any feedback back to you, whether on video or not, toward what I feel about the product. I'm very honest about it, so I don't have a problem just saying, hey, yeah, the product sucks, or yes, it's good. That's just kind of something I do here on the channel, and that's something I do in general with everything I do. So please do look me up for any kind of sponsorships that you'd like to have a video up here. That's easy promo. and I'm more than willing to promote products. So please do contact me. Like I said, food reviews with Fatty at gmail.com. All right, well, in which case, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, because it is a day. And, of course, as always, food reviews with Fatty out.